Alright guys, it's been a minute, so I decided I'm on the way to the bar to work, and I figured I'd go ahead and pull a reading, and the reading I'm going to do today is quite literally going to be for water signs that are dealing, or whatever, with air signs. So if you're a water sign, or they're a water sign, dealing with you or an air sign, or they're an air sign, then this is your reading. I'm not specifically going to break it down into anything other than that. So that does leave it kind of general, but it does include a lot more people, I suppose. That might be better. Sometimes it gets too monotonous, or I don't know, something. It just gets crazy sometimes when you have to do try to be so narrow with so much of a general reading. You know what I mean? So this is going to make more sense because it's more of a general, open-ended type thing. And with tarot, I know you've heard that the more specific your question, the more specific your response. So it works the other way too. And that, something to keep in mind, I guess, if you are curious about that. And I'm about to pull some cards for you guys. So like I said, this is for either or. Take the energy as you see fit. Keep it reversed. It don't matter. Cross watching is whatever. It doesn't matter at this place. It's just water signs, air signs, water signs, air signs. In any way, shape, or form. So, here we go. Two of Wands. Alright, so the Two of Wands is the first card up, which tells me, because I don't have much to go on right this second, that you're dealing with a choice that you have to make, something you're passionate about, something that moves you, drives you to whatever. It could be a person, it could be two people, it could be two jobs, it could be two projects that you have to divide your time up with. But either way, there's a decision that's in the process of either being made or it's soon to be in that process. I mean, I don't know if you can see that or know that yet. You may. I'm sure some of you do. But the Two of Wands is literally just telling me that there's a decision about something like a passion project, or either someone that you have a great deal of passion for. Either way. And I don't know. It's kind of like an impulsive type energy that you may make a decision kind of fast if you don't take some time to not do that. If that makes any sense. Just don't do that, I guess. Just try to see the bigger picture. The next, alright, Knave of Swords, which is technically the page. So it's something like the Page of Swords. And this energy is definitely a mover. But the way it moves is in such a way that it's bringing in the truth of some sorts. It's a messenger, pretty much. And what I'm getting here, which makes sense, is this message that you're going to be receiving is going to be what ultimately gives you the dilemma that you're going to have or that you're in right now. So maybe you got a text or an email, or if not, you may be getting one soon from this water sign or this air sign. And it's literally and this is air energy right here. So, I mean, it makes sense. But you're definitely going to be getting some kind of message from this person. And it's going to cause a dilemma, and it could be a dilemma that has to do with somebody and making a decision. And maybe you're already involved in something somewhere, and there's an obligation that you're bound to, and you may have to try to figure out if this is really what you need to do. But so far is what I've got. I'll pull another card. 10 of Coins. Not bad. So you have a decision, and one of these decisions is obviously going to lead you to your 10 of Pentacles, and the other decision is possibly lead you to a 5 of Cups. How about that shit? Where you'll be missing something and not seeing something. Crying over spilled milk. But honestly, I don't feel like this card represents that. And it's not even a position. I'm not doing a spread with actual positions and layout. I'm taking the energy, like I said, so I'm doing a little bit different here. I'm just flipping cards and talking to you guys. And literally, the 5 of Cups, we all know, is the guy that's sitting there and he's looking at these cups, and then he sees some more cups, and he's just not even noticing there's 2 more cups behind him. And he's still got something to hold on to, but he just sees those cups that are turned over, and it upsets him, and rightly so. But the thing is that if he would just turn around, he'd see it's not lost. All hope is not lost. Now, that's more of the idea I'm getting, and not the milk crying over that spilled milk type situation where people say, I mean, yes, we can all be doing that. There's lots of cards that could represent that, some of that angst and that pain, that whatever you want to call it. But this card is specific about love, or something you love. And so it's just confirming that decision, one of them's going to lead you somewhere you want to go, and the other's going to lead you in the opposite damn direction. Completely opposite direction, to where you're going to wish you had those, 2 opportunities back that you've lost. And I say 2 because I feel like it's 2 different opportunities. And you may have already been asked about one or had something to do with one. I don't know. Maybe you're considering, and that could be the choice for some of you. So like I said, I do feel like it's love or something you love. Let's see here. 7 of Wands. Yep. All right. So basically, you're going to be at odds with yourself. You're going to be standing up for yourself in a situation. Whether it's you making that decision, you're going to have to talk to somebody and ultimately let them down. One of the 2. And this could be you and that person and some other situations and people around you that possibly want to have something to say about your choices. And I feel like you get that a lot, that you don't really feel like you can make your own decisions without somebody always butting in or always saying your name or always having something to want to do about it when it's none of their business. But the 7 of Wands is literally is fighting. It's fighting externally. It's not just internally, it's externally. And it's fighting with people around you. It's fighting with your environment and the things around you and people around you, that maybe you once thought were cool and they're not. And if it's not that situation, then it's definitely you're fighting. And it could be that you're fighting yourself on a lot of different levels. And that's a little bit deeper of a scenario, but I know some of you guys with being water signs and maybe even air because you've got the very high intellect, so I know you tend to float off into your head a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that. We do that too, we just do that in a different way. But I speak as I have air and water. I'm like Aquarius moon and a Cancer sun and a freaking fire. So I'm like Leo for rising. So I'm like everything but Earth. Go figure. I don't ever get no money. I have no good luck. So I have no idea if that has something to do with it. But every once in a while, I get thrown a bone from the good Lord above and I get by. But, it is what it is. So the thing is about this energy, like I said before, fighting, it's causing fights, it's causing you to stand up for yourself and what you want and what you think you need to have. I say things, we don't know. The next cup's the 3. Oh, yeah, I just gave it away. The next card is the 3 of Cups. And we know that card means a relationship. So the 7 of Swords, once you go through this external situation, once you figure out and stand up for yourself, I feel that you're going to have a relationship or a working partnership that fulfills what your expectations were. I think that you are doing well to sit back and decide smartly and make a decision based on what you really believe is going to be best for you and not what everybody else wants for once, because I feel like you do that a lot. And if you're dealing with, like I said, the water, I've got a lot of cups and a lot of stuff like that here. And the Lovers is the card that I just put on the bottom of the damn deck, and I don't even know how the hell that came out, guys, because I didn't pull that card, and it was flipped over, and it was sitting here in the middle of my console. So I don't know how that one flipped over. No one's touched it. They usually don't have a habit of doing that, so I can't say it's because of driving in the car, because where they're situated at and how they were situated, that wouldn't have happened. I've probably done it when I wasn't paying attention. Either way, it's there, and it flipped, and it was the Lovers, and I was putting the cards away that I'd already drawn to get them out of the way, and the Lovers was at the bottom of it, and I did not draw that card for you guys. So this is Gemini, this is air energy, so I guarantee you that some of you guys, not a lot of you guys, are Geminis or dealing with Geminis, and if not, then it's definitely like the decision to go toward that 10 of Pentacles and the Lovers as opposed to, the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. That's a hell of a choice. It's kind of it should be an easy choice. I know we don't always see it that way, but it could be. All right, so before I get done with this situation today, what is the advice? That's what I'm going to be pulling on now. What would be the advice based on what I've told you? I'm not going to give you a projected outcome or like a future, because I don't think it's going to be that way either way, because the moment that you change your energy up or you do something significantly different than what those cards are insinuating when they're on the table reading that present energy, which is going to fluctuate because energy is going to move and change, then the answer for that reading is going to be completely different, because you're not walking that to a T. Now, if you did every single thing to the T that card insinuates and whatever, which who knows what that is, honestly, you can't. That's why nobody can predict the future. It's just not possible. You can give projected outcomes, but you can't predict the future. And right now I'm not going to give a projected outcome because I have no idea the projected outcome, and I'm not pulling that many cards to do all that. What I want to know is what advice is given, because based on the advice you're given, you may know what the projected outcome will be. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It was not meant for you to get it, I guess. Projected outcome is not being done, but advice is being done. So what is the advice? Nine of Cups is in reverse, which is telling me you're not giving yourself any true you time, any love, any conditioning, any taking. You need to maintain, like, take some maintenance on yourself. And I don't mean that like you physically, like, I'm not trying to be shallow. I mean maintenance within your heart and your love situation. I feel like you are sabotaging yourself in some situations, in certain aspects, and honestly, you don't have the love you desire because you are kind of holding it back yourself by blocking it and thinking you don't deserve it. So it's pretty cool that, you know, you can be so humble, but at the same time, you're too humble. You're too humble to the part where it's detrimental to your own mental wellness. So, because you really get to that point where you believe it after you've heard it so long from other people, and then you start telling yourself that, because I know you were conditioned. It wasn't like you just started this. But, yeah, you're just going to have to remember that. And I hope you guys have a good one. I just pulled up to work, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.